I want to talk to you for a few minutes in the subject matter. Stop gossiping. See, Aaron and Miriam, Miriam was Moses' sister. Aaron and Miriam gossiped about Moses, saying, "Is he the only one God can use?" You know, some haters, they just be like, "Oh, can God only use the pastor, the apostle? You know, can he just use that person or that person?" Listen, God can use anybody to get his point across. In Numbers 12 and 2, it says, "And they said, has the Lord indeed spoken only by Moses? Has he not spoken also by us?" And the Lord heard it. Now the man Moses was very meek, above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. Listen, God used Moses. God can use whoever. It don't matter if you don't like them. It don't matter. God is going to use whoever he wants to get his point across. Numbers 12 and 10. See, God did not like that. God did not like that they talked about his servants. Stop talking about people who God has called, because you're putting yourself in a bad situation, okay? So what did God do to Miriam? He struck her with leprosy. Let's go to Numbers 12 and 10. "And the Lord cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous." Stop talking about people who God has called, okay? In Numbers 12 and 13 now, Aaron said to Moses, "Oh, Moses, can you please, could you talk to God, because, we're sorry about what we said. Stop gossiping about people who God has called." So now Aaron asked Moses to go and talk to God and ask God to forgive Miriam and to heal her body. So in Numbers 12 and 13, now Moses cried out to God, and Moses cried out unto the Lord, saying, "Heal her now, O God, I beseech thee." Okay? And she was healed indeed. She was healed. She was healed. She was healed. And what she had to do was she had to stay out the camp for 7 days and then return back after the 7 days. So God had mercy on her. Stop gossiping about people who God has called. And not only who people who God has called, but stop gossiping about people, period. Stop. What is that doing to you? Stop. Let me tell you, it is a bad thing. Let's look at some scriptures about gossiping. Don't do it. Let's look at what the Bible says about gossiping. How about that? Let me word it that way. We got Proverbs 20, verse 19. "He that goeth about as a talebearer revealeth secret, therefore meddle not with him that flattereth with his lips." Okay, let me look at another version so y'all could understand it a little better. The NIV version, New Living Translation. "A gossiper goeth around telling secrets, so don't hang around with chatterers." Don't do it. Proverbs 20 and 19, the New Living Translation. Okay. And now let's go to, I'm going to stay in the New Living Translation and go to Proverbs 11 and 13. And it says, "A gossip goes around telling secrets, but those who are trustworthy can keep a confidence." Stop gossiping about people. All right, now let's go to Proverbs 16 and 28. And it reads as follows. "A troublemaker plants seeds of strife. Gossip separates the best of friends." Stop gossiping. A lot of people have lost friends, things like that, because of gossip. Stop gossiping. It's not good to gossip. A lot of people like to gossip about other people, and their life is a whole mess. Proverbs 18 and 8. Rumors are dainty morsel that sink deep into one's heart. Stop gossiping. It's not good to gossip. God don't like it, so you shouldn't like it. The words of a talebearer are as wounds, and they go down into the innermost parts of the belly. See, that's Proverbs 18:8 in the King James Version. I had read the New Living Translation. Let's go to James 3, verse 8. But the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. Stop gossiping. Stop gossiping about your family members, your friends, your co-workers, your pastors, your prophets, your apostles. Stop gossiping about your neighbors. Stop gossiping about your siblings, your husband, your wife. Stop gossiping about them. Ephesians. Let's look at Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearer. Only things that are going to benefit people. That's what you should be focusing on. And for time purposes, right? You can look at Romans 1:28. You can look at 2 Corinthians 12:20, 1 Timothy 5:13, and 2 Thessalonians 3:11. Because I want to continue. Because it wasn't only Miriam who God punished for gossiping about Moses, right? He also punished Aaron. Let's go back to Numbers. And let's look at Numbers 20 and 28. What happened is that God told Moses, listen, go and take Aaron and his son up Mount and take that covering. Aaron had a garment on him. That's why God couldn't hurt him, right? Because God honors covenant. That covering, that garment that Aaron had on him, God couldn't do anything to him because of it. But you know what? God said to Moses, take that covering off of him. And it wasn't Moses who killed Aaron. It was the covering, the removal of the covering. And Moses stripped Aaron of his garment and put them upon Eleazar, his son. And Aaron died there in the top of the mount. And Moses and Eleazar came down from the mount. Stop gossiping. God wasn't pleased with that. He healed Miriam because Moses asked him to. But he killed Aaron. Okay? And I just want to plead with you for you to stop gossiping, because it is not a good thing to gossip about anyone. I don't care what they did. I don't care what you don't like that they are doing. Let God deal with them. You don't got to deal with them. You're not God. Let God deal with them. That has nothing to do with you. Stop gossiping about people who God has called. Okay? Because it is not a good look at all. All right? So I just want to talk to you also about Moses. No, he didn't gossip. But what happened is that, Moses, he didn't make it to the promised land. And he didn't make it to the promised land because, yes, he did all of this and he was a meek man and all of that, but he still couldn't even make it to the promised land. And he didn't gossip or nothing, but he was disobedient. And with his disobedience, he didn't even make it, since he's also a character in this, a main character. You might as well talk about him too, because God told him to speak to the rock, and what he did, he struck the rock twice. You cannot. Who's the rock? The rock of all ages. That's Jesus Christ. You cannot strike that rock. You done hit God's son 2 times. No. So what happened is he didn't make it over to the promised land. He looked at it, but he didn't make it over. All right, so disobedience. Make sure you are being obedient. And it's so much stuff I can get into with him, but the whole point of this is stop gossiping. Stop gossiping. Stop gossiping about everybody. Stop. You don't have to talk. Only say good things about them. Follow me.